Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I know it's been a while, but don't worry, I haven't quit YouTube. It's just that I was kind of on vacation after I made that Infinity War review, and I didn't want to make one when I was on vacation, and then when I came back, I was like, oh, it's only a week until Solo comes out, so why would I bother making one? And then I ended up having a busy Memorial Day weekend, so it got pushed back until after I'd seen it a second time, and what that is now. I know that sounds incredibly excusey, but too bad because that's my reason. Before we get into the actual review, I need to say spoiler warning. This movie has a very twist at the end, kind of. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. But spoilers in this video, be warned. If you've seen this movie, you'll probably think what I put on the screen is pretty ironic. But anyway, to the review. The most important thing is what I thought of the movie, and that is that it was a good movie. It wasn't like good for a Star Wars movie. Like, as a movie by itself, it's good, but it seems like since Star Wars is held to a higher standards, that it seems like it should be better. It should be you should be blown away when you see a Star Wars movie, or at least you should have a reason to come back and see this one. But this movie like just made its money back from like a profit. Not like I care about what the critics thought of the movie because I like the prequels and I like X-Men Origins Wolverine. You can send me death threats, but you don't even know where I live, so too bad. But I did think this movie was actually worth going to see. It was incredibly fan servicey. Like there was a lot of fan service moments, such as Tobias killing Ura Singh, the mention of Bosk and Darth Maul, which I'm gonna go and just start talking about him right now because I don't want to wait. My conclusion is they should not have put Darth Maul in this movie. No way. So this person I went to see the movie with, right? Well, they don't watch any of the TV shows. They only watch the movies. And so they were extremely confused when Darth Maul appeared. They thought it took place before episode 1. So did my cousin, who actually is like a decent like lover of the movies. Like he actually goes and like does a little bit more stuff outside the movies. Not too much, but a little. He knows a little bit more. And he still thought it was before episode 1. And I asked him, well, what do you think about the Empire being in there? No, and he just said he didn't think about it. But they shouldn't have put it in. The only reason I knew this is because who it was is because I pay more attention to stuff outside of the movies, like the comics and the books and the TV shows. So I don't think I should put him in because most of the fan base who watches Star Wars movies, they just watch the movies. They don't watch anything else. So when they put him in, they're going to confuse a ton of people, like too many people. So they should not have put him in. That's my ultimate conclusion. Another negative I have with this movie is that there wasn't like a very good ground battle scene. Like, you know, in all the other Star Wars movies, like, I'll just go through them all. Episode 1, Battle of Naboo. Episode 2, Battle of Geonosis. Episode 3, Battle of Utapau. Episode 4, Death Star. Episode 5, Hoth. Episode 6, Endor. Episode 7, Takodana. Episode 8, Crate. Rogue One, Scarif. But here, you don't have a very, like, grounded battle scene. Like, you have that one on Castle, but I don't really count that because they're just trying to get out of there. So, it's like, kind of a really battle. They did have that Convex heist, which I did really like. That was my favorite scene. It was kind of long, but I did like it. I also like that the fan service things they did in this movie. Besides Maul, I didn't like Maul, as you know, but I like that Tobias killed Aurra Sing. I like the mention of Bosk. And I just like all the Easter eggs they put in these anthology films because it's like it feels like a book that's made into a movie. Because if you haven't read the books, they have all these different connections. They're like mentioning other worlds and stuff, you know, from the movies. So I like that the anthology films are doing that. I just wish the saga films did it. And of course, I have to mention one of the worst Star Wars characters ever, L337. I hate her so much. I was so happy when she died. I only felt a little bit bad for Lando, but she didn't even need to be in the movie. They could have put those nav systems in the Falcon to begin with. It was just like a ripoff of K2SO that was just so annoying. Droid right, we are sentient. There was literally a scene in the movie, as you know, where Lando says, I'm going to check on the dampeners. Do you need anything? L3 says, equal rights. This is what Star Wars has become. Now we have droids wanting for equal droid rights, and this is a sad movie day. besides L337, this movie was pretty solid. It was better than The Force Awakens, and it was better than The Last Jedi. As you might know, I do not like the sequel trilogy. It's just the original trilogy, and this 30 years later, so it just feels like a ripoff. I wish we could have had either like the two sides being on equal ground, or like maybe the First Order is puny and then the Resistance is like way bigger, and then so there's these like more dilemmas. Do we kill them? But they're unarmed. But why am I talking about the sequel trilogy? I do like that they had that connection to Rogue One. The coaxium was on Scarif. What I didn't like is the intro, though. The intro, did we really need this intro? A young scavenging boy fights for hyperfuel on the streets of Corellia with Lady Proxima, blah, blah, blah. And again, this kind of felt pointless. And I just remember this, the 5 Syndicants, and I was talking about those Syndicants things there. Alright, so, when I think of Crimson Dawn, it's pretty cool. I really like those electric knuckle things that Dryden Voss had, and I did like him. I wish they hadn't had the actor for Vision to play him, because then it kind of gets confusing. Not confusing, but like, it's just like, there's so many actors, you don't need to hire the same ones. I know that he did take the place of some other actor that couldn't make it, but they shouldn't have done that. What I think of Enfys Nest, well, I think that she seemed kind of threatening when it was a conveyor exercise, but then when it was just like they were starting the rebellion, and then she removed her mask to realize like a 5-year-old kid in there, I didn't really like that. So I wish I would have kept her as like the villain, and I know this is like a big thing in the Star Wars community of like what the Jinn was. I honestly could care less, but I don't think she was a very good villain, if she even was a villain. And also, Han gave them the coaxium, which doesn't seem like a very Han thing to do. I mean, the Han I know would just take it for himself and just, yeah, he wouldn't give it to the rebellion, essentially. As with my last review, I could go on talking about Solo for way too long, but I don't make this video long because, as I said, no one has time for a 20-minute video. That's just too long. I should probably get someone else to talk about this movie with here because it does get kind of lonely talking to you guys. But before I end this, I do want to thank you for the positive feedback I've been getting, because my best video is like 12K views now, surprisingly. So that at first got like much more dislikes than likes and a ton of hate comments. But I do want to thank everyone for the positive feedback I've been getting. It really stands out because, you know, the criticism is just kind of like become the normal, so then the positive just stands out like a mountain. So thank you for that. And with that, I will close this review. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, which is the main thing. I don't care how much you watched it, but I do care that you enjoy the video, and that's what the feedback does, except for the hate ones that aren't even legible. And if you've ever gone through the comments, you've probably seen some of these comments. And also, it's kind of strange when people go back and change them. I can see it. I get email it every time someone comments, so if you change it, I can still see the original with all of its typos and weird sentences. Like this one that said, Azazel kiss without thinking, but Nightcrawler never kills. Anyways, thank you for watching. Please tell me in the comments below if you even watched this video, what you thought of the movie, and Auf Wiedersehen.